Here's the big news. Musk boasts of 1 billion views for No Limits X interview with Trump. Former President Trump's space post received 73 million views alone, according to Elon Musk. Well, it's much higher than that right now. Currently, the post itself has 235 million views, which is massive, and 26.7 million actually listened to the recording. So we had about, I think it was 2.2 million total people. These are insane numbers. I want to stress this to you guys. Well, the left is coming out now and saying that, like, Trump, look at this, Team Trump makes unhinged crowd-sized claim about Elon Musk interview. I want to explain this. The Donald Trump Elon Musk interview last night peaked at 1.3 million concurrent viewers. And we all heard that. And that's massive because we here at Timcast IRL tend to do around like 40K, sometimes more. Well, we had 85,000 people watching last night to hear our commentary, though light as it was, our commentary on the space. When the show wrapped up, this is huge. The total space viewership right at the end was 2.2 million. Now, that sounds low. It does. But this is actually massive because that means that on average, people watched over an hour. They listened for over an hour. That is insane retention. People tuned in and they did not leave. You take a look at people's YouTube retention numbers. You come back to me. Most people are probably getting like 7 to 10 minutes, if that. Donald Trump pulled off over an hour. Probably an hour and a half. It's a 3-hour long feed. So we're looking at probably 2 hours or longer that the average person actually listened to make those numbers make sense. Now, of course, the media is losing their collective minds. NBC News says Elon Musk's misleading election claims have accrued 1.2 billion views on X, new analysis says. And they published this story a few days ago. But it is funny because when you Google search 1 billion views for Trump, guess what Google sends you? Clearly, after we heard, I think it was, what was it, Washington Post? Was that the reporter who asked them to censor the interview? Do you remember this?
Yeah, I believe it was Washington Post.
Washington Post?
Yeah, I believe
there was a guy who was like...
I was thinking the European Union had asked them to censor
sure.
themselves.
But there was that press briefing with Karine Jean-Pierre, and the reporter's like, what can you do to stop Donald Trump from giving interviews? And they were like, and she's like, well, maybe, I don't know. They are losing their minds. Take a look at this. How to delete your X account after Elon Musk's vile site helps fuel far-right riots. Yo, Elon Musk, shout out.
They just snapped. They just snapped because of those ratings. And it's funny because I even saw Democrats trying to dunk on Donald Trump and Elon after the space, saying that there wasn't that many people because they didn't understand the concept of like concurrent listeners.
Right.
In the actual space. They weren't getting that. They were just thinking, oh, this is it. They weren't understanding that it was incredibly impressive. But these people do. That's why they're losing it.
Well, they like to play dirty games. But it's all lies and manipulations. I mean, look, when they come out and tell you to delete your account because Elon Musk is vile or whatever, it's like, oh, come on. Elon Musk invited Kamala Harris onto an X space.
Yeah, these are not spaces that are closed off to her. She's just opting not to use them. And, ABC, which I personally think is in the pocket of the Biden-Harris administration. I was listening to a reporter this morning say, well, it was delayed for 40 minutes because of some technical issues. Elon Musk is claiming it's this DDoS attack, but he never offered any proof. I mean, they want it to be something where this is a massive failure for Trump when ultimately these things are good. Even the Harris campaign was saying like, oh, they can't do a live stream in 2024. And it's like, you guys use Zoom.
Yeah, the only people that really cared about it being late were the people that were excited to write about some form of screw up. Yeah, if it was a problem the entire space, it probably would have been kind of a disaster, but the connection was good. As soon as that delay was done, as soon as, that was all worked out, it was smooth.
Yeah.
And it was a great conversation, and more of an interview, but still, it was excellent. Trump did great. Elon did great. And, they're trying to spin it as this massive disaster when it just absolutely was not. If anything, people were having a fun time on X waiting for the space.
Right. It's actually kind of a cool emergence of new technology that has gotten really big under Elon Musk's ownership. And again, Elon Musk is the enemy of a lot of corporate media, as is Donald Trump. So, of course, they want it to be bad. But the reality is, if you looked at the Harris campaign statement, it just looked hysterical, right? They're saying, we're not going to even call it X or whatever. Like, are you children? What's happening?
Did you guys ever get the impression that these corporate media outlets are actually one conglomerate outlet under one a single leadership? Because it just seems like they all say the same thing.
The Democrat Party, you mean?
Well, here's a Google search. Here's the talking point came out. CBS News, Donald Trump's live chat with Elon Musk plagued with glitches. So there's glitches. Reuters, rambling Trump. Then we've got New York Times, 2-hour ramble. Then we've got Hollywood Reporter. Elon Musk got EU disinformation warning before rambling interview. How many different? Here we go. France 24, Musk's rambling. The Guardian, rambling interview. Ramble. The USA Today, rambling Trump-Musk interview marred by tech issues. Times of India, triumphant return to X with another rambling roast of Kamala Harris. They got their talking point. Listen, the likelihood that all of these people are sitting there and then just at the exact moment, like there was some kind of spiritual connection where they could sense each other's emotions, decided to use the word rambling, I really doubt.
Impossible.
I'm not suggesting, however, there's like a cabal who contacted all these outlets. What it actually is it's more like dominoes falling over. The New York Times says it was rambling, and they go, yeah, it was rambling. Yeah, that's the word. And then everybody adopts the same phrase. Let me stress, I ramble. Donald Trump and Elon Musk had a conversation.
Right. I mean, rambling is their only critique of Trump's speeches. I feel like you could go back to 2016. They're constantly saying, he's rambling. But that's becoming a more and more hollow argument to me. And, you know, to your point, so much of the media's sort of exact verbiage is them just only listening to each other and repeating it. The other day, there was this article out about how all of these outlets were reporting that Kamala Harris was about to flip the script on immigration. That this was the big.
What about the joy? What about joy as well?
They specifically use the term "flip the script." Like all of them are saying the exact same thing because they're all getting the same central message.
I want to point something out. Okay, what you just showed us right there, that the corporate media saying he was rambling. We all listened to the space. We all thought, hey, you know, it's pretty good. It was actually better than I thought it was going to be. To be totally honest with you, it was better than I thought it was going to be. They covered a wide variety of topics and all that stuff. But the rambling, this is the same corporate media that told you that, you know, it's just a lisp. No. Joe Biden is super sharp, all of this stuff. And then they hear someone talking like that and they say, oh, rambling, mumbling, all slurring. Are you guys serious?
I've watched Biden's speeches and been like, oh, this guy's not looking good. And the next day it'll be like, he gives strong pushback to whatever they think he's doing well. Like they've already decided how these people are because they have a narrative they're trying to maintain.
Here's the question, though. There was a report from The Verge saying that sources at X claimed there was no distributed denial of service attack against the platform. And I believe the simple answer is there absolutely was. And I'll explain in a second. But first, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think, here's the argument. It was technical issues and Elon screwed up, so he just claimed it was a DDoS attack. Or someone attacked Twitter to try and shut the speech down. Which do you think it was?
I think the most likely scenario is DDoS.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
I think it's more likely that there was some sort of attack. Elon said that they had run tests to make sure that they could handle the volume of traffic that the site would be having. I also, before I forget this, I'm still stuck on that headline saying that it was fueling far-right riots. What are they referring to?
No, that's a different one. That wasn't in reference to Elon Musk's interview with Trump. Actually, that might be.
But
no, that was from the 8th.
Disinformation.
They're talking about him calling out Keir Starmer in the UK.
What riots have happened?
In the UK.
Have you not been
There
following?
have been riots in the UK?
It's been nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd imagine you'd probably be interested because it's basically like a lot of white people in the UK are angry that they feel that there's a two-tier justice system between the Muslim community and the native British community. Mm-hmm. But the reason I brought that article up was not to say it was about the event. It's that when you search Elon Musk 1 billion, Google gives you that story instead of they generated 1 billion views in conversation. Mm-hmm. But I'll throw it to you. Do you think DDoS or do you think
I think
Muslim?
DDoS, absolutely. I mean, I almost want to argue the other point just so we're not all saying the same thing. But, you know, the reality is you can't have a major government institution, the EU commissioner, come out and say, hey, we're going to be watching you, and not think that anybody would be like, hey, it's my prerogative as a good citizen of the world to try and take this down, especially people who are sort of just, you know, anywhere from politically motivated to like trolling Musk who want to see him fail.
And that's exactly it. So that's why, because I was asked this earlier by our IT dude, Andrew. He was like, do you really think it was a DDoS? I don't know. And I'm like, look, after the Ron DeSantis thing, do you really think Elon Musk was like, let's have no server expansion, let's just
roll the dice and see what happens?
Yeah, like he didn't. They're planning for the front runner for the presidency. They knew what happened with Ron DeSantis. Anything you could plan for, like loading up more servers and expanding and stuff, these are all things that you would have ready to go instantly. So in the event that Elon Musk, I mean, look, there's a percentage chance that Elon just screwed up.
They also stress test it for that. They brought this up before.
This is my point.
Yeah.
So in any likelihood that this was not a DDoS, what you're arguing is that Elon is just a moron who literally did nothing. I think that's stupid. But a lot of leftists are like, Elon's so dumb. What makes more sense is Elon Musk, the Twitter team, there's a lot of employees there, prepared for what would happen if they got server overload. Elon says they tested for 8 million concurrents, which means in the event they started getting the server hug of death, they activate their mitigations. When you prepare for that, you can say, okay, what's happening? Too many users. We need to get more server space. You know, we've dealt with this before. You call the company, you say, expand our access. We need more bandwidth, et cetera, et cetera. That's done really quickly. Distributed denial of service is harder because you don't know what they're hitting and where they're hitting it and what's shutting you down because you're getting caught off guard for something you didn't prepare for. So I think the simple solution is, like you mentioned, the EU outright says, don't you dare do this. Look at the media's reaction right now. Delete your account. He was rambling. They're calling it a dumpster fire. They're saying it was awful.
Don't you think they had the delete your account article like teed up before? And they're like, we'll just wait till he does something. Then we'll tell people they should delete their accounts. I mean, I think there is a big anti-Elon Musk sentiment that is linked to sort of the similar irrationality that there is for anti-Trump. I don't need everyone to love Trump and love all of his policies, but it becomes almost like hysterical the way that a lot of people critique Trump. Irrational and over the top. They don't even look at their candidate and leverage the same kind of complaints because they're turning a blind eye, so they continue to drag Trump through the mud even when it's not warranted. Thanks for watching this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to check out the live show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on this channel. Subscribe and we'll see you all there.